दिस इज सरदार खान फ्रॉम गैंग्स ऑफ वसेपुर. इनके जीवन का एक ही मकसद था, रामाधीर सिंह की बर्बादी. एंड यू नो स्टोरी, द ऑक्शन स्टोरी, दिस गाइज अवर सरदार खान. इनके जीवन का भी एक ही मकसद था, टू स्क्रू दीस गाइज. एंड आई थिंक he did his job pretty well.
No, whenever Punjab went after a player, this guy was sure to have his paddle up. Mandatory.
This guy made sure that Punjab sort of end up paying, I don't know, at least 1.5x the amount they ideally would have wanted to. Cool. Yeah. I think let's sort of dig deeper into Punjab. So this is their squad. I think we have to start with this. Shreyas Iyer, Yuzvendra Chahal, Arshdeep Singh. Close to 63 CR. I think 62.75 CR for these three guys.
Just three players, yeah.
These three players, 62.75 CR. And again, when you compare these guys, say Punjab with the likes of Mumbai, they retained those 5 top-tier Indian players in 75 crores. And the floor is open.
No, I mean, you can't compare anybody to Mumbai for sure, because the way they do what you call retentions, nobody knows how they do it. But yeah, they had the highest purse, right? And with the highest purse comes a lot of responsibilities. And it's easy to splurge, right? You want to go after the best players out there. You want to spend a lot of money. If you look at the other option, right, RCB had next highest number of purse. But RCB played it very smart this time. This time they spent most of the purse in the second day of the auction, when a lot of players came cheap. Unlike Punjab, who went hard in the beginning itself, and like you said, right, those three players going for 60 plus crores. That put a lot of burden on the rest of the team in terms of the auction, is what I felt. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty true actually. If we sort of look at their squad, even after having that much amount in their wallet, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about the batters for now, right? They don't have a single top tier foreign batter in their lineup. I mean, they are heavily dependent on, say, someone like a Shreyas Iyer. Nehal Vadera was a good buy. But other than that, if you see, there is Prabh Simran at top of the order, who did fine in the last season. But again, you cannot just solely depend on him, right? And I don't know who. I mean, they have got a couple of all-rounders, world-class all-rounders in Stoinis and Maxwell. And Janssen is also there. But again, can you rely on Stoinis and Maxwell to drive your entire batting lineup? I am not sure about it. And under these circumstances, probably they will have to open with Stoinis, right? Along with Prabh Simran. And if that experiment fails, unfortunately, they don't have anyone who can sort of fill in the gap.
I agree. I mean, a lot will depend upon Stoinis and Maxwell. And Shreyas Iyer for sure. Because other than them, that lineup looks very weak in terms of batting. So you see, Maxwell is always an if and but, right? Mostly it's off then on. So you have had a lot of seasons where he's not performed, and maybe 1 or 2 seasons where actually for Punjab itself, where he's had a great season in Dubai. So I think if he can replicate that season for them, great. But it's tough, right? With the age also is not in his favor. I think you can't expect the Maxwell of the old. In which case, then a lot of responsibility comes on Stoinis and Shreyas Iyer, for sure.
I think which is not a good sign, Maxwell heroics, I think that was way back in 2014.
Long back, yeah.
Yeah. And after 11 years, in 2025, with like in the last 11 seasons, I think he's played only 1 or 2 good seasons. I think other than that, he was always on the struggling side, right? So I'm not too sure about it, the Maxwell experiment. And there is no one, literally there is no one who can sort of win you the games on the batting part, right? Again, in the bowling as well, if you see, they don't have any big foreign, fast bowlers or even spin bowlers, right? They are heavily dependent on Arshdeep and Yuzvendra Chahal to sort of drive the things for them. And if somehow that experiment fails, that does not work out, I think they are gonna struggle big time. The only positive thing about these guys is the couple of good quality all-rounders which they've got in the squad, in Marco Jansen and say someone like an Omar Zai. But again, other than that, I think I don't see too much of spark in this lineup, to be very honest.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they have Lockie Ferguson, but again, he's been expensive. I know he played for RCB last time, and generally he goes about 9 and over. That's been how he is. And maybe he may get you a wicket or 2.
Bowler.
He can't be a
strike bowler. Right.
Correct.
I was thinking about this thing, right? Arshdeep was with these guys last season as well, right?
Yeah.
And the way they were going after Arshdeep, they were pretty sure that they wanted him in the side. Any reason why do you think that they did not retain him? I'm pretty sure they would have got Arshdeep retained easily in like 13-14 CR.
No, I'm sure the conversations went around that. I'm sure, Arshdeep is now probably a post Bumrah India's best white ball fast bowler. Right now, at least, because Shami is also injured and Siraj is not the form he was in. So I think, and he's close to 100 wickets as well. So I think the discussions went around that. Maybe Arshdeep would have quoted a higher number, and that's why they couldn't retain him for that price. But yeah, the fact that they went back for Arshdeep and maybe they got him for a price which they thought is okay. But it is expensive, and so was Chahal. I mean, Chahal, again, India's premier leg spinner right now, but both those buys just cost a lot of money, is what I feel. Yeah.
And by the way, one point I think which we missed is they wanted to get Fraser McGurk, but Delhi was so smart in using that RTM, I mean, Delhi did not show much of an interest initially. They were just completely out of the action. And I think it was around 7.5 pay they got Fraser, these guys. And then Delhi opted in for RTM, right? And very casually, he lifted his paddle. And then these guys quoted 9 CR.
9 CR. The ball guy from Delhi.
I think he, with a smile, with a cheeky smile on his face, he raised his paddle. And I think that's how probably these guys missed on Fraser McGurk as well. But again, dude, I mean, it's okay. Fraser nahi mila. There were a lot of other good options. They could have got anyone. And there was, I'm really surprised by the fact that they were so adamant on getting Shreyas Iyer. So Shreyas Iyer ka naam pehle aaya tha before Pant came into the auction, right?
Yeah.
I was almost dead sure that they will go for Rishabh Pant. If they would have got Rishabh Pant for say 27-28 CR, it would have still made some sense. But now with Shreyas Iyer is nowhere close to Rishabh Pant when it comes to being that kind of batter or being that X factor in the side. I'm not too convinced about Shreyas Iyer.
No, I mean, the only reason is the captaincy, right? You don't have any good captain out there. And the fact that maybe Ponting has played with Iyer earlier and they have won that chemistry again from DC, they want to move it to Punjab. But yeah, it's expensive. I mean, 26 crores. There is a reason why KKR didn't want to go beyond a price, right? So I think Punjab should have thought through it. And I think like how we mentioned earlier, right? RCB played very smart towards second day.
Yeah.
Punjab could have done that. They could have made maybe 1 or 2 buys and then they could have cut back a little, waited for the good players to come through and maybe played more smarter the second day. But by the time the second day came up, their purse was not much. So was what I feel.
Yeah. I mean, even their RTMs, they did not use any of the RTMs. Just like RCB, they were pretty sure that they don't want any of the older guys or the guys who played with them in the last season back in the side, right? So that's another...
which makes sense. I mean, the side hasn't done really well, so that's okay.
I mean, but they could have still got, say, someone like a Livingston back, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, let's sort of try to figure out the...
the 11, right? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Let's try to figure out the 11. Initial thoughts,
I think,
Suresh.
No, I think, like, see, the fact that they have invested a lot in Prabh Simran, right? The fact that they've retained him and he's been with the squad for some time, I think it's time now that he comes and shows his potential, right? He's been a good player. He's been playing well in domestic as well. I think it's now time for him to take his career to the next level and probably push towards the doors of India as well. And this could be a best opportunity. They've put a lot of responsibility in him. He will be their main Indian opener. And I think he has to perform out of his skin for Punjab to have a good season. Post that, again, Marcus Stoinis will have to open. He didn't do that role in Lucknow when he was there earlier, but I think considering the squad they have, there aren't many options is what I feel.
Yeah. I think Stoinis opening is the only option for them, and I think that could potentially turn out well for Stoinis as well, who has been struggling for some form in the IPL for the last so many seasons, right? The middle order again depends. If Glenn Maxwell comes out well, I think their middle order looks pretty good. Vadera and Shreyas Iyer both are good, are solid at 3 and 4. But you need a hitter, you need a power hitter, and that role has to be played by Maxwell along with Shashank Singh, who was brilliant last season. Marco Jansen, I think, will provide that balance, and Harpreet Bhatt again is a genuine all-rounder who can come in handy with the bat as well. Again, very thin on the bowling lineup as well. Arshdeep and Yuzvendra Chahal, a lot depends on these two guys. Priyansh Arya, who I think hit 6 sixes recently in the Delhi T20 tournament, could be the potential impact for these guys.
Yeah, you're right.
So, Sulesh,
I mean, it's very shaky. It's a very shaky middle, and the middle order is very shaky. I mean, other than Maxwell, I know Marco Janssen has been played well.
Everything looks shaky, to be honest.
Yeah, unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. I mean, you wanted Punjab with all the money they had to put up a really good squad. They had the time, they had the resources. They went out. They had players identified as well. But for some reason, what they've turned out is what has turned out is nowhere close to what should have been. Yeah. What would you rate them?
How would you rate? Yeah, okay. I probably would be generous and give them 6.5 at max.
Yeah, I think it's tough to go beyond that, man. I mean, unfortunate. I really was rooting for Punjab. I really want a strong Punjab this year, but it's tough. I think it all depends upon Shreyas Iyer's captaincy. I would go for a 6.5. Otherwise, at least on terms of what's there right now in front of us.
Yeah.